A customer arrives at the auto center with a TPMS problem. The customer explains that the TPMS indicator light is flashing. A flashing TPMS dashboard light, or MIL, malfunction indicator light, will flash for 60 to 90 seconds. This could indicate a faulty sensor, receiver or antenna problems, or the system not properly communicating with the vehicle's ECU. The OPSS2 tool will properly diagnose the functionality of the TPMS sensor. If the TPMS light is constant, one or more tires is simply underinflated. The mechanic begins TPMS diagnosis by scanning each tire's sensor to determine if there's a damaged sensor, low battery, or underinflated tire pressure. Scan tires in the order of left front, right rear, left rear. To begin scanning the individual tire's OE sensor for tire information, turn the OPSS on and select Vehicle Selection from the main menu. Use the arrow keys to select make, model, and year of the vehicle. After selecting the correct vehicle from the main menu, place the tool above the rubber of the tire where the tire valve protrudes, and aim the tool's antenna toward the TPMS sensor. Note that some sensors require different positions for aiming the tool's antenna. Press the Transmit button to begin to gather OE sensor tire information. The OPSS tool will attempt to gather the tire sensor information and display the results. Here are possible situations when scanning tire sensors. No sensor detected appears on the screen. An OE sensor is not functioning properly. Battery less than 10% appears on the screen. The OE sensor battery life will be ending soon. The tire pressure is at a low level and needs to be filled to a proper level. And number 4, the sensor reads properly and does not need to be replaced. In this case, sensor battery life is below 10% and will be ending soon. The OPSS tool will display the proper tire pressure, low battery life, and an OE ID number. Even if the sensor is working properly, the valve stem and grommet should be replaced each time a vehicle is brought in with a TPMS problem. Log the identification number and tire position of the OE sensor onto the orange TPMS sticker. After scanning the first tire position, the tool will copy the OE sensor unique ID number to the tool's memory. The OE sensor ID number and tire position should also be logged onto the orange TPMS sticker for the mechanic's reference. Since the sensor's battery life is below 10%, the sensor needs to be replaced, beginning with programming the OE sensor unique ID number to a new orange sensor. To find the correct orange replacement sensor for the specific vehicle, see the Orange Application Guide or look it up on our website at www.orangetpmsusa.com. To write the OE sensor unique ID that was just copied to a new orange sensor, position the new orange sensor directly in front of the antenna on the OPSS tool. Ensure you are 10 feet away from other TPMS sensors. On the OPSS tool, return to the Vehicle and Process menu by pressing Cancel and select Copy ID. From the Copy ID screen, press the Transmit button to begin writing the OE sensor unique ID number onto the new orange sensor. After the OPSS screen returns to the original Copy ID screen, the orange sensor has been programmed. To validate the correct ID, press the Cancel key and select Same Vehicle. Press the Transmit button to scan the programmed orange sensor. Ensure the scanned orange ID number matches the OE unique ID number that was previously logged. The orange sensor has been programmed, and the sensor is ready to be installed onto the vehicle. By programming the sensor, all complex relearn procedures have been bypassed. Caution: the OE sensor may still be transmitting a signal and may interfere with the vehicle's ECU, causing the TPMS indicator light to remain illuminated. You can prevent this occurrence by removing the OE sensor from the service area. After removing the OE sensor from the wheel, install the orange sensor that was just programmed. To install the orange sensor, follow these steps. Take the valve stem and place it into the valve stem area of the TPMS sensor. Take the mounting screw provided and insert it into the threaded side of the valve stem through the TPMS sensor. Remove the nut and washer to loosely fit the sensor onto the rim. Replace the nut and washer and tighten screws to 4 plus or minus 1/2 Newton meters, which converts to 35 inch-pounds. After installing the orange sensor, replace the tire. Remember that it is always important to make note of the specific sensor ID number for each tire. A vehicle's ECU is programmed to detect the unique ID number of each sensor. Therefore, each tire should have a unique ID number. If replacing multiple sensors, repeat the previous process to replace each OE sensor. Follow the OE sensor replacement procedure to replace any sensor that does not transmit a signal, is damaged, or has a low battery life. Inflate all tires to the proper level. The technician has reduced TPMS complexities and successfully bypassed active relearn procedures, which in this case avoided OBD2 activation.